Since the Fair Go Rio Tinto campaign started, you've had a lot of questions about conditions at other smelters. You've asked for a DVD to help understand what it is like at other smelters, so we've travelled around the country to talk with other aluminium workers so they could explain their EBAs to you.
I'm Brett Noonan, everyone calls me Jabba. I work at the Australia Point Henry site here in Geelong, which is the second biggest city in Victoria. Been on site here 24 years, and I've been a delegate in the pot rooms for the first 11 of that, which is the biggest department we have on site. Then after that I've been a senior steward then ever since then.
Yeah, Paul O'Brien from Hydro Aluminium. I've been senior site delegate here for 3.5 years, and I've come from the pot rooms department as an operator.
My name is Wayne Pringle. I work at Tomago Aluminium. I've been employed there approximately 21 years. I've been an AWU crew delegate for around about 18 years.
Yeah, hi, my name's Marcus Faulkner. I'm a grade 5 operator at Tomago Aluminium, working in the liquid metal department. Been there for, this will be my 16th year, always been in the liquid metal department.
The AWU members at Tomago Aluminium are covered by an enterprise agreement. Our current agreement is a 4-year agreement. It expires in 2014. At the beginning of each negotiation, as site delegate, I send an email out to every single member on site. They can reply back to me with their concerns, issues for themselves individually, or their area or their department. And then I write a list of each issue that has been sent to me. I then take that to a delegates meeting that we have once a month, and the delegates cull that list down to something that's reasonable. We then take that list to the negotiating table. We have 8 representatives in the negotiating team. We have 2 AWU members from the potlines, 2 from the cast house, 2 from the rodded anodes area, 1 from the what we call the operational service area, and myself. So that's the 8 people. We always outnumber the management side. They usually have about 6 people on their team. We, throughout that process, we communicate with our members constantly. We have what we call an enterprise bulletin, which I actually write, but it's a joint bulletin. So I write it, it's approved by management, and then it's sent out to every single member on site electronically, as well as stuck on notice boards around the place. We have, because we've got so many representatives from the different areas, they meet with crews. We get crew meeting schedules, and all those representatives meet with their crews whenever they can. It can be 5 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We stay back, we meet with the guys, we get their feedback, we take their feedback back to the table and give their feedback back to management. We then, we conducted 8 presentations, large-scale presentations, so they sort of replaced the old car park mass meetings that we used to have, that we don't have anymore. We've got a large presentation room. We invite different areas of the plant into the large presentation room, probably about 50 to 60 employees at any one time. We have a presentation which is made up by myself, and it's presented by myself and the other members of the negotiating team. We answer all the questions and concerns from the members, and at the end of it all, we put it to a vote.
This year, as our crew with our EBA, negotiating our log of claims, issues that we were brought up at the meetings that we had, mainly our safety meetings every month with our logger, with what we'd like to see included into our log of claims. After we had completed that list and it was given to our senior site delegate, then it was taken to the committee. They sorted through it. After that, it was finalised and sent back to us to have an overview of it. Basically, then we were to vote on the EBA. It was good to see some of our logger claims that we actually put in were included in the EBA this year, so it was a good outcome for us.
We operate under an enterprise bargain agreement or an EBA. To make it simple, how we do it is 3 months out before we're going to negotiate the next agreement, our shift delegates have a meeting with their shift, so all the members in that shift have a say on what they'd like to see in the agreement. From there, the delegates will bring that back to a full delegates meeting, so every delegate on site meets with myself. We go through that, we put things that we know we've got to have in there, things we'd like to have but we could live without if we missed it, and some of the others that may not be applicable to the EBA we negotiate outside of it. From there, we'll get that served to the company, so we put it together, serve it. We do the document, do our wages and conditions. Once we've got a package we think it's acceptable, we take it back to our delegates. Our delegates will go, yep, we'll be happy to see that taken to our members. I then go and run shift meetings on every crew on site so that they can speak to me direct about anything in relation to it. They understand it. That document will sit for 7 days. They'll say, righto, yep, we're comfortable with it. We then go to a mass meeting. Our organisers will be at the massy, and then the members will vote. They'll either vote it up or they'll vote it down. And usually they vote it up because we make sure we've delivered what they're looking for. We are on site here with our pay structures. We used to have a 6-tier structure. We negotiated a couple of years ago a 7th tier for our, like probably your gun operators, your top operators. So it's pretty simple how ours work. We have every person that starts on site starts at level 1, and then they progress through the levels. So level 1 to level 2 is 9 months. Level 2 to 3 is 18. From level 3 to 4 is 12. 4 to 5 is 12. That's where most of our members will knock off. Then our lead hands will sit at level 6. And then your process controllers or your top operators will sit at level 7. All our training is pretty simple. Our training it's skills-based training, and you can potter along. So you can drop off anytime you like between level 3 and 5. You might want to just get to level 3 and just I don't want to do any more, but you have to reach that level. The company have the time frame in it, so they've got 12 months to provide the training. If they don't provide it, and you've been in there with your delegate 3 times and asked for that training and they haven't provided it, they have to pay you the next level. And when they get their shit together, then they'll provide the training back, which will backfill that training. If not our problem. And that it works well. It's worked well since we're boarded in, and we review those levels every so many years, make sure they're current and things like that. But yeah, it's a good system. Yeah, so if you were a new starter coming on site here at Point Henry, you'd start at level 1, which is about $83,820 odd. You'll do a 3-month trial. Then once you've signed off, and you're already doing some training in that, but once you've signed off your permanency papers, we start fast-tracking the training. So 9 months later, you then progress to the second level and so on. So after 5 years, you can be at the level 5, which is where most will probably kick off at, which is $97,700, give or take $10.
Yeah, we have a 4-level module pay structure on site, ranging from level 1 to level 4. The average on site being level 3 operators. Level 4 position is a company appointed position, and operators beginning their modules level 1 on shift work would be receiving a gross wage of a little over $84,000, and the average on site of the level 3 operator would be receiving closer to $94,000 per year. Now the company provide the training packages and the SAP training for those levels.
If a new operator started at Tomago Aluminium tomorrow, as an example in the Rodded Anodes department, he'd be on $75,000 a year as a grade 2. In Rodded Anodes, he's able to advance to grade 5. He would need to do competencies. There's a group of generic competencies plant-wide that are basically safety competencies. Otherwise, he would have to do skill competencies that are relevant to whichever position he's employed for. In the Rodded Anodes department, he would move to grade 5, which is currently $89,000 a year. That's working an average of 40 hours a week, so he would get a leisure day every 6 weeks. And as far as moving through the grades is concerned, the company provides training to make it easier for you to be able to do that.
I haven't been involved in any industrial action. It's been quite a long time since that's occurred here, probably 7 or 8 years, and that's mainly due to the good relationship we have with the company and the dispute resolution procedure we have in our enterprise agreement. We also have a very effective site consult committee making up delegates and management team to address all those issues.
We haven't had any industrial action for at least 10 years. There's one exception where one of our members, we had a fatality where unfortunately one of our members died, and out of a mark of respect to him and his family, we left the site for 24 hours. Apart from that, there hasn't been any industrial action for at least 10 years. We have a very good dispute procedure policy that we have to abide by. There's 5 steps in the dispute procedure. Any member can fill in a dispute form. They hand it to their team leader. At any step, they can be represented by whoever they want. As the senior site delegate, I get involved at step 3. Step 4, I'm also involved at step 4 if it goes that far, and that involves the HR manager on site. Step 5 is we go to the Fair Work Commission. We've been to the Fair Work Commission probably at a guess about 3 or 4 times each year. Personally, I think that we always get a fair hearing from the Fair Work Commissioner. We don't always win the cases, but management don't always win either.
Yeah, having been at Tomago Aluminium now for 16 years, I've seen Tomago evolve from some very hard-nosed sort of union action taken where industrial action was taken at the drop of a hat. Nowadays, especially in the last 10 years, it's more of a consultative approach, a negotiation between the union, employees and the company. We have a dispute settlement procedure in place now, which I believe came out of from the earlier days, from the actions. We use that now to come to an agreement that is better for the employees and the company.
The relationship between AWU and the management of Tomago Aluminium is pretty good. We have good consultative principles on site, various committees, department-wide, plant-wide, that AWU members are involved in all the time. There really is an open door policy with the HR people, HR manager, HR advisors and AWU members at any stage.
The relationship with the company here at Hydro Aluminium is very, very good. An example of that is our Site Consultative Committee that is very effective at addressing a lot of the site-wide issues. The relationship is so strong that the company include me in their board meetings as well.
Yeah, as far as the company in a whole is concerned, we have a good relationship with the company. Like I said, there's a lot of consultative committees where we get together. If there's a problem, we identify the problem and we work together to get an outcome that suits everybody.
You people at Bold Bay are going to hear a lot of negative messages from the company, from we're going to shut down or we can do it cheaper elsewhere and that. I'll give you some advice. Don't listen to it. Go and seek the answers. Talk to the union or talk to, get on the internet. You can find it out yourself. And the final message I'd like to leave from both myself personally and the members here at Point Henry and Anglesey is that we'd like you to all stick together, because we've never understood how someone who can be working with someone for 10 years doing the same job, same area, one can earn more and the other earn less than each other. We've just never understood that. And what's history shown us, that if you stick together as a collective whole, you'll always do better than trying to do it yourself.
Yeah, to you guys at Bell Bay, I'm from Tasmania, so I know the lay of the land down there and I know of the smelter. The industry, same industry, I'm in the same industry. All I can say is that I know that the company will throw a lot at you, try to intimidate you, but all I can say is stick together hand in hand with the union. It gives you a voice and it will be for the better.